if you guys did not see, tickets sold out. And tickets sold out in 5 minutes. They sold out in 5 minutes. United Center sold out in a minute. Sorry, not in a minute, 5 minutes. A minute.
Caitlin Clark effect is coming to North Texas. In just hours, tickets go on sale to see the college basketball history maker in her first game in the WNBA.
She makes her debuts in the pros against the Dallas Wings, and that game is expected to sell out quickly.
They said the trading card world was already full of big names, record-shattering sales, and mind-blowing profits. But then Caitlin Clark came along and turned the entire market upside down, literally overnight. One single piece of cardboard featuring her name and autograph just sold for an eye-watering $366,000, eclipsing even the legendary Serena Williams all-time record by over $100,000. It's not just a milestone. It's a seismic shift, a new era for women's sports, and a wake-up call for every collector who assumed the WNBA couldn't captivate the market. The world of trading cards thrives on rarity. The more exclusive something is, the higher the price tag climbs. Clark's 2024 Panini Prism Gold Vinyl Rookie Card, graded a pristine PSA 10 and adorned with her bold blue autograph, happens to be a one-of-one. There isn't another card like it on the entire planet, and the hobby's most devoted collectors are treating it like the crown jewel of women's sports memorabilia. Even before you factor in Clark's on-court accomplishments, that pristine grade alone is a huge deal. Serious collectors will tell you that grading is everything in this space. A card that scores a PSA 10 becomes an instant object of desire for anyone who invests in sports collectibles for profit or prestige. Combine that with the fact that it's the only one of its kind, and you have a recipe for an all-out bidding war. Sure enough, the final hammer fell at $366,000, shattering the previous women's sports card record by a landslide. But what really makes this sale historic is how swiftly it arrived. Serena Williams' record stood at $266,400, and that card actually contained a piece of her match-worn outfit. In contrast, Clark's card has no jersey scrap, no piece of the net from a championship game, and no special relic embedded. It's just her name, her autograph, and the promise of an athlete who can't seem to stop climbing higher. That's the kind of intangible allure collectors dream about, something that doesn't rely on physical relics, but instead on the potential of an icon in the making. Clark didn't just nab the top spot on the WNBA trading card leaderboard. She took over the entire leaderboard. The top 30 highest-selling WNBA cards of all time now bear her name. Let that sink in for a moment. This isn't a case of one unbelievable sale, or even a handful. It's a complete clean sweep of the charts, a scenario no one saw coming. If you're a big collector, you might have chased after vintage legends or major historical icons in the women's game. Yet somehow, Clark's rookie cards have leapfrogged every name you can think of. Meanwhile, other rookies or established stars are left playing catch-up. This includes Angel Reese, who once made headlines for racking up impressive stats and never shying away from bold statements. She even declared herself the face of women's basketball, only to watch Clark sprint right past her in popularity and profitability. While Clark's autograph can fetch six figures, Reese's rookie cards struggle to gain traction, often relegated to the back shelves or clearance bins. Call it a tale of two destinies if you will, but the numbers reveal an undeniable truth. In the current collectible market, Clark's meteoric rise has overshadowed practically everyone else. But numbers alone don't fully capture the cultural moment we're in. We're watching a young athlete assume a level of collectible dominance that typically takes an entire career to achieve, if it happens at all. Most sports icons spend years, sometimes decades, building up the kind of demand that drive their memorabilia to record prices. Clark did it in her first professional season. Her college scoring feats and immediate impact on the WNBA have fueled an obsession among fans, collectors, and major investors. The fact that she's new to the scene only amplifies the excitement. Everyone is wondering just how high her star can climb if she's already hit these kinds of milestones. The word frenzy gets thrown around a lot, but it's entirely appropriate here. Clark's rookie card didn't just earn a big price at auction. It rocketed in value by $130,000 in roughly 4 months. The person who initially purchased the card for $236,000 must have felt like they struck gold twice over when they resold it for $366,000. Think about that for a moment. In the same period it takes some players to get through the second half of the season, a single card gained more value than most people earn in a year. This has investors, yes investors, not just regular hobbyists, taking notice. Traditionally, people who put money into stocks, real estate, or tech startups would have looked at women's sports cards with caution or disinterest. But Clark has single-handedly flipped that script. Now professional investment firms and venture capitalists are treating her rookie cards like high-value assets, forming small-scale investment groups dedicated to snagging and holding Clark memorabilia for potential long-term profit. In the trading card world, this is unprecedented for a women's sports figure. Michael Jordan's rookie cards and certain baseball legends have seen similar surges, but those examples usually unfold over many years or after the athlete's legendary status is firmly cemented. Clark is still at the start of her journey, which only magnifies the potential. Speculators are convinced that if she continues to dominate on the court, her card values could soar well beyond $500,000. Imagine if she wins a WNBA championship or multiple MVP awards. A future sale of 7 figures might not even be out of the question. This phenomenon is about more than just profit margins. It's also a cultural shift that redefines how we view women's sports, particularly the WNBA. For years, WNBA trading cards were afterthoughts at local hobby shops. Some shops never bothered stocking them prominently, figuring demand was too small. Boxes of WNBA sets often wound up on dusty back shelves, overshadowed by the flashier NBA sets. But then Clark happened. Suddenly, the same boxes that once languished in obscurity are sold out, day after day, week after week. Retailers are placing them front and center, running out of inventory in hours. Even more astonishing, certain WNBA boxes with Clark's potential rookie cards have matched or surpassed the price of comparable NBA boxes. That might sound unthinkable to older collectors who still see the NBA as the only profitable option, but the numbers speak for themselves. This is more than a passing craze. It's a statement that women's sports, when led by a transcendent figure like Clark, can generate real excitement and commercial success.
Here we go. Tickets for the Indiana Fever Game Carver Hawkeye Arena sold out in, oh, wait a minute, it's been updated. Half an hour on Thursday before the general public got a chance to get their hands on them. The Indiana Fever will take on the Brazilian national team for the exhibition game at Caitlin Clark's old stomping grounds.
People are seeing that a WNBA rookie can move the market, can make it profitable, even for folks who've never cared about the league before. It's also an empowering moment for fans who have longed for women's sports to gain recognition equal to the men's side. Clark's success in the trading card arena underscores a shift in perceptions and proves that big money isn't exclusive to big-name men's leagues anymore. Every league benefits from rivalries, whether it's on the court or in headlines. In the WNBA, one of the biggest talking points this year has been the tension between Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese. Reese is a formidable player in her own right, known for bold declarations and a confidence that fuels her presence on social media. Early on, she made it clear she believed people weren't just tuning in for Clark, they were also tuning in for her. She called herself the face of the league, commanded the spotlight, and garnered a fair share of the conversation. However, while Reese talks a big game, Clark's approach has been quieter, yet far more impactful. Clark isn't out here fanning the flames or throwing public jabs every week. Instead, she's letting her performance and her market value do the talking. That $366,000 sale? It says more than 1,000 social media posts ever could. Collectors aren't just buying a card. They're buying a piece of what they believe is the future. Reese cards, meanwhile, remain on the shelves, often discounted, which is a tough pill to swallow when you've proclaimed yourself the league's main draw. This growing divide doesn't just affect the two players involved. It ripples throughout the league. Other athletes notice who's grabbing headlines and who isn't. Fans split into camps, sometimes feeling compelled to choose sides. Media outlets hype the rivalry to drive ratings, although one name is currently dominating the coverage. It's hard to blame them. When one rookie is rewriting the rules of the entire sports collectible market, you'd be hard-pressed not to focus on her, no matter how many provocative soundbites come from the other side. As thrilling as this surge in popularity can be, it comes with a degree of risk for the WNBA. For better or worse, so much now hinges on Clark's success. The league recently secured a $2.5 billion media rights deal, an astronomical jump from previous contracts. While you can't pin that entirely on Clark, it's no coincidence that network executives became far more generous right when she emerged. When she takes the court, the ratings jump in ways the WNBA hasn't seen before. Sponsors, advertisers, and investors are lining up for a chance to attach their name to her momentum. But there's a nervous undercurrent too. League officials know how unpredictable sports can be. One injury can derail even the brightest prospects. The notion that so much hype rests on one player is both exhilarating and terrifying. If Clark misses significant time or fails to live up to these sky-high expectations, how will that impact the newly minted media deals and card values? Right now, everything feels unstoppable, but that can be a double-edged sword. The WNBA wants to spread the wealth and the attention across multiple teams and stars, yet the collective consciousness keeps returning to that single name. In the near future, the league may find itself in a precarious position, trying to balance the marketing of an entire organization while also capitalizing on the phenomenon Clark has unleashed. Beyond the WNBA's broader concerns, the sheer economics of collectibles have never been more fascinating. Traditionally, you'd see a spike in card values for established greats, think Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron James, and even they followed a certain trajectory. Their earliest cards gain value over time, usually with incremental jumps corresponding to career milestones. Clark is breaking that mold, jumping from one stratospheric price point to another in mere months. Some people in the industry liken this to how certain tech stocks or cryptocurrencies can explode in value after a single piece of good news. Major auction houses are taking full advantage, rolling out dedicated campaigns around Clark cards. They're printing glossy catalogs that read like high art exhibits, complete with dramatic taglines about owning a piece of history. Online forums are overflowing with speculators trying to guess when the next record-breaking sale will pop up and at what price. If the $366,000 sale was the opening act, many believe the encore could hit $500,000 or more. The real question isn't if, but when. Meanwhile, the secondary market is on fire. People who bought Clark's lower-tier cards months ago are reselling at impressive margins. Whispers of Clark-only funds have even emerged, where groups pool resources to acquire multiple copies of her rare inserts and autographs. These informal investment clubs see the potential for enormous returns if Clark's career continues on its current track. They view the risk as minimal compared to the possible payoff, citing the upward trend in the WNBA's overall visibility, Clark's own unstoppable popularity, and the general growth of sports collectibles as an alternative investment asset. It's easy to focus on the money, the auctions, and the hype, but there's another layer to Clark's story. She's opening doors that have long been locked for women in sports. When kids see a female athlete's trading card outselling some high-profile men's cards, it challenges traditional perceptions. Suddenly, young girls and boys realize that a woman's athletic achievements can be just as electrifying and as lucrative as a man's. This shift can reverberate far beyond the WNBA, inspiring a new generation of athletes who now have proof positive that they can become mainstream superstars with the right mix of skill, exposure, and market backing. Even the broader sports media has had to adjust. Outlets that rarely cover the WNBA are now dedicating primetime segments to Clark's highlights, her stats, and her record-breaking card sales. You'll see her name trending on social platforms that used to be dominated by NBA chatter. This wave of interest disrupts the outdated notion that only men's sports deliver big audiences and big dollars. It also heightens expectations for upcoming women's prospects. If the next rookie phenom shows even a fraction of Clark's potential, collectors and investors might start chasing those cards too, looking for the next big payoff. When you piece everything together, Caitlin Clark's $366,000 rookie card isn't just a flashy headline. It's a defining moment. It's a loud declaration that a WNBA player can command the same kind of breathless speculation and big money action that once seemed reserved for the likes of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or Serena Williams. It signals to the world that women's sports have a new champion, and that champion is changing the rules for everyone else, whether they like it or not. So whether you're a diehard basketball fan, an investor hunting the next big thing, or just someone intrigued by the sheer audacity of a $366,000 piece of cardboard, take note, Caitlin Clark isn't done yet. Far from it. She's at the start of a journey that could redefine how we value athletic talent across the board. By simply existing in this collectible space and dominating it, she's telling the sports world, it's time to expect more, demand more, and believe in more when it comes to women's athletics. Keep your eyes on the court, your ears on the gossip, and your wallets, if you're a collector, ready for the next big opportunity. Because if the Caitlin Clark effect has taught us anything so far, it's that the future arrives in a flash, and it can be worth a whole lot more than anyone dared to imagine.